Hi video viewer, just a quick little note for you. I'm not sure why, but my my GoPro didn't play ball, so there is some gaps in the recording. Like it would record a clip and then it would sort of like have a break for a couple of minutes and then record again. I'm not really sure why, but yeah, no video with today's show. So hopefully, yeah, I'll get that back next time. But anyway, thank you very much for watching. Well, thank you very much for listening here on YouTube. Hello, everybody. How does this start? No, on this episode of the podcast, I'm going to talk about names, legs, and markets. So, yeah, let's get into it. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Luke Who's Talking podcast with me, Luke. Now, before we get any further, for the video watcher out there, you might be thinking, why do I have this jumper on? I'm wearing a hoodie, and it is, let me see, where's my temperature? It is 23 degrees today. I'll tell you why, because I don't have anything else on underneath it. I've got just, yeah. So I thought, well, should I get a t-shirt out of the cupboard, wear it once, no, I'll just put this on. It'll be all right. I might unzip a little bit, actually. Why am I going to yawn? Now, names. Let's get into names. Just talk your way, talk through viewing. Yeah, names. So, you might give somebody a nickname, or you're sort of gained a nickname and those sorts of things. And you're like, yeah, it's all right, it's cool, it's whatever, it's cool. Now, I've been given I think maybe even a title. Not by my choosing, but I've been given a title because I have two adopted nephews these days. And I feel I reckon you know where this is going to go, but I've been given the title Uncle Luke. And I'm like, don't know how I feel about it. I go like, wow, makes me feel like an old man, I think. But I'm sort of like, just, have to call me just the uncle bit. Maybe you could just drop it. I don't know. Luke's fine. Or like, hey, you, something like that. But, why am I yawning? But, yeah. Kind of like, I don't know how I feel about that. Maybe I'm sort of in my head, I'm thinking, well, I'm not kind of like your uncle. You're like adopted, nephews. But I guess that said, there's some people we know, have known, etc. Like, it's not unusual to be given the title uncle or whatever, auntie, if where you're not that actual title through marriage or anything like that. So it's probably not overly unusual, but I'm just kind of like, yeah, I don't know. It's an interesting one, It's an interesting one, and I'm like, I don't know. Anyway, yeah, that's how it is. So it is an interesting one, and yeah, I'm not totally into it, but we'll see what the future brings. See how it is. Anyway, it's just a quick little, riff. This is just basically a show of riffs. Anyway, hopefully it's a short one. Anyway, next story. Now, here's a spoiler for the audio listener. Still no jingles. And you know what? I should send my jingle guy a message saying, hey, where are my jingles? That reminds me. Hold on, folks. I need to reply to somebody. I got a message from somebody last week, but I haven't had a message from them for like 10 years. And they're like, oh, geez, do you want to help me out on this thing? And I'm like, oh, no, I haven't said anything back yet. Anyway, that's not the story. This is the story. So, as part of my rehab, etc., for my accident I had almost a year ago, 8 months ago or so, one of the things is I've been continuing to go to physio. So when I was there before Christmas, I had a little bit of a walk up and down the corridor at the hospital, the physio ward, and they said, "Oh, do you think?" Because I still have like a bit of a limp hobble, whatever you want to call it. And they said, "Oh, do you think you have one because of a my video?" I'm just looking at my video. Is my cat? Is it still recording? Should be. Anyway, sorry. Do you think you have a little bit of a hobble or whatever because of I have one leg maybe shorter than the other now? And I said, well, I hadn't really given that any thought or consideration. So I'm like, yeah, okay. So when I went to physio the other week, they measured me up just to make sure, because apparently this is the thing that can happen. So if you have a break, you can have one leg can get a little bit shorter than the other. Now, I'm not sure. I wouldn't imagine it would be much, right? Maybe a couple of mil, but, so we had to talk about that. So they measured me up. Why am I yawning? They measured me up. And good news, both of my legs are still the same size, which is brilliant. But actually, yeah, when they said, "Oh, do you think that you might be limping because one of your legs is a little bit shorter than the other?" I hadn't actually really given that any consideration. I said, well, no, I hadn't really thought about that. And they said, "Oh, this can happen if you've had a break, when in the healing process and whatever else, you can, your, say, broken leg, for example, can get a little bit shorter." And I thought, okay, well, that's interesting. It's interesting. So, yeah, we had a bit of a discussion about that. Anyway, so they measured me up. So I laid on the bed and they measured from my navel to my both of my hips just to make sure that measurement was right, because you have to be like square. And then they measured sort of, I think it was from my navel down to my heel, if I remember correctly. Yeah, just to sort of see and compare. And he was like, "Oh, it's pretty much the same." So it's margin of error, I guess, really, with the measuring tape. But yeah, I thought that was and I wonder, I guess if I had one shorter than the other, I'd have to like wear an instep or something. But yeah, I thought that was very interesting for sure. Just around that, if you have a break or something, this could happen. I'd never really given it much thought or consideration before, that you could have a leg or something shorter than the other one. So if anybody out there is watching or listening and they have had a break, say maybe you've had a broken arm or something, it'd be interesting to measure both your arms or both your legs or whatever, just to see if they are still the same length. That would be just interesting to know. So give it a go. Do it. Go on. I dare you. Anyway, let's get into the last little riff. This last one's, I don't know, it is what it is. Unexciting. So last weekend, we have a good little harvest market here in the town. We're a big town, really. I think to use the term city could be a stretch. We're a big town. Anyway, we have a harvest market, good little harvest market. So I went there with a friend on the weekend. And I'll tell you what, it was the first time I've been there for, I think, about 10 years. I said that I'd been there once before and with somebody else. And then after we were done, this particular day we went to see James Bond. I think we saw Skyfall. Now, I'm just going to Google what year. Skyfall. 2012? Did we see Skyfall? What was the one after Skyfall? Oh, yeah, he's like, "Oh, the writing's on the wall." That one we saw. What's the one after Skyfall? Was it that? I thought it was about, the timeline on that doesn't work out, so it wasn't Skyfall. It was the one after Skyfall, which was... I can't remember. What Bond film came after Skyfall? Let me see. I know the song, but I can't remember. This is great. For Spectre. That's it. Spectre. Now, what year did Spectre come out? I apologise. I'm getting I'm researching. What year did Spectre come out? 2015. Yeah, I think that's a bit better. So, anyway, we went to a Bond film, and I think it was... Yeah, it must be... I think it was Spectre, now I'm thinking about it. But anyway, we went to... Yeah, because that's at the start of that, he's in Mexico, and he's... Yep, I think that's Spectre. Anyway, went and saw Bond, right? Can't remember what one, apparently. It's about 10 years ago, seems about right. 2012, the timeline isn't right, so it must have been Spectre. Anyway, so, yeah, went and saw Spectre, and after we went to the Harvest Market, so, yeah, it was about 10 years ago. So, but anyway, went to Harvest Market, and it was actually really good. And there was like a lot of people there, a lot of young people, a lot of like families, and just some really like good produce and like good stuff to eat. So we got this, I can't remember, it's sort of like a pancake / omelette sort of thing, if I can. So it's like pancakey sort of mix. I had a banana thing. I can't remember exactly what it was called. I do apologise, but it's like a banana sort of pancake, if I could say that, but kind of flipped over, cooked like how you might do an omelette, if that sort of makes sense. It doesn't really, but yeah, that was really, interesting. I got some condensed milk with it as well to like run it around, which was fun. And bread, like somebody had awesome bread. There was eggs there, which if anybody in Australia knows, eggs have been a little bit tricky to get recently. But yeah, like it was really good, the Harvest Market. So you have a Harvest Market where you live? Like, I think if you do, you should go and frequent it. Like, you don't have to go every week or whatever, but like, you just go down to the Harvest Market. Why not? Anyway, everybody, after all that boring Googling, we're going to, start to wrap it up. Well, everybody, look, thanks for listening to this episode of the podcast. Thanks for watching this episode of the podcast. Hopefully it's recording right. I'm looking at by Osmo here, and have to assume it's working. We will see. Anyway, yeah, and I will catch you in the next one. So thanks very much for watching. Thank you very much for listening, and I will catch you, next time, where hopefully there's some like more exciting things. Like, being caught up like, whatever, going to physio, one leg not short, both legs are still length, and, going to the Harvest Market, like unexciting stuff. It's not like, I think I mentioned this last time, but the fun stories don't really seem to happen anymore. But anyway, I'll catch you later. Bye.